Okay, so Brad's got 3/4 mount here. Okay, so in 3/4 mount basically means like I'm just hanging on to the edge of his foot, and that's what's stopping him being in full mount. So if I let go and he gets to full mount, I'm in an even worse spot. Okay. So generally when you're here, try to like triangle your legs, or at least squeeze your thighs together to make it hard for them to retract that leg. If I could, I'd like to be on my side here. If I could get my elbow in, just like I do from mount, and block the hip. This is basically just like I'm already halfway out of a mount escape. I've got a very, very high percentage chance of recovering here. Okay. So if Brad got to 3/4 mount, but I had this, I'd say, you know, probably 95% of the time I should win the battle and start getting his leg back and start getting back to somewhere useful. Okay, but we're going to assume things are a lot worse and that Brad's managed to get 2 underhooks here like this. Okay, so now even if you do this right, like I will still put the warning that there's a very low, if he knows what he's doing, there's still a very low chance that you're going to recover from here without at least having to go get mounted first. Okay, but at least when you're here, you've got to try, you've got to do the best thing that you can. And probably the worst thing about Brad having double underhooks here is when I try to push his legs, just flare your elbows a bit, he can block me getting any access to his legs at all. So I can't use my hands, it's just my legs holding on, and eventually he's going to start to pry them free. So I have to do something to try and get my arms back. Alright? It can be really good anytime, just using like little movements, but our strongest movements are often like forward and back with our body, not side to side. So if I tried to throw Brad to the side, he's got pretty good balance here, he's not going to move. I can't open my legs to do that because he's just going to go to mount as soon as I open my legs. So I've got to keep his legs shut. I'm going to try to do like a little bump like that just to get some movement out of him, forward like that. He wants to be sitting back, but I've just brought him forward a little bit. And as he goes to reset, that's my chance to get a tiny bit of movement going, okay? And the first thing I want to try and do is get on my side, okay? So we actually jump off for a sec, Brad. So if I want to make any space and start creating a chance to recover my guard, if I'm straight out flat on my back, I can't generate any momentum at all. If you can just like get onto your side a bit, now the act of even just like moving to your back gives you a little bit of space to drop into. So I now have the space for my back dropping towards the mat to be able to move to. It might be my hips that can move, it might be my elbow that can move, but I've now got a little bit of space. So just by getting onto your side, you've already helped yourself a lot. Alright, so we go back to Brad having 2 underhooks here. I just like try to keep your legs pinched, or just bump them forward a bit. Reach your hands up, because now I can actually turn a little bit, and I'm just going to try and get onto my side. Like that. I have to be wary not to give my back here, but I'm going to try to bring my top arm through the gap and down to block the hip. Okay? Once I'm here, now I've made a considerable improvement of my position. Okay? My next thing is going to be to try, again, I might move him a bit, but I'm going to aim to swim my left hand through and get back to this position which we want, which is one hand blocking the hip and the elbow in front of the leg. A word of warning, if your elbow ends up past the hip, this is great for Brad to take you back, which will end up really bad for you, okay? So, this is where we have to be really careful. We're flat on our back, we're going to open our arm up, try to turn and drop our elbow through, but I'm really cautious to get my elbow to the other side of his hip as quick as possible, okay? We're blocking, we can swing our left hand through, elbow to the knee, and just the first movement from here, I want you to just use your elbow to push until your bottom leg comes through, and then you're going to hip out, and you've got half guard with an underhook. Okay. I'm going to use that underhook in a sec. So Brad's here, he's holding on, just going to give him a little bump, open the hand, turn to the side, and try and bring your elbow right down to block the hip. From here, swim your hand inside underneath, elbow blocks the knee, then we're just going to try and push the knee, bring our leg underneath, and turn to get the underhook, okay? We're going to use this underhook in a sec to set up a good sweep. Small. Alright, everyone have a go at that. 3, 2, 1. The reason why we try to bring our arms up first, like, if Brad's controlling my arms and they're flared out, especially if he's pinned them down to the mat like that, I actually can't turn at all because my arm is like this. Well, if he's pinning this arm, I can't turn away from it. If he's pinning this arm, I can't turn that way. So I end up blocked. That's why when we go here, even if my arms are pinned, I can still actually get some rotation and start to move. It's not ideal. We never want to get stuck up here, but we've already got double under, so that's why we're starting from such a bad spot. Okay, so yeah, Brad's here. When he's locked my arms out like this, I really can't turn left or right. I have to start like bring my arms high, kneeing him in the butt, and starting to turn to the side. From here, my elbow is going to drop through. I block the hip, and I just work to get my left arm free. Okay, so I swim that underneath. Elbow goes inside the thigh. Now I saw some people pushing with their hand. Don't. Okay, as soon as I do this, Brad underhooks it again. Oh, underhooks. Yep. And he opens it out, and then I've got to work really hard to get that back. And he knows what I want to do now. Okay. So when you get your arm in, keep your elbow tight. Try and underhook it. Yeah, it's not going to work. Okay. So doing this, it might be easier to push their leg that way, but it's much easier for him to counter it. So don't do it. Keep your elbow tight. Use your elbow. Okay, or forearm. Okay. Once we're here, we're going to get the underhook. Okay. So that hand we used, you just bring it straight up into the, like right underneath the armpit. Grab around their back with that hand. Alright, so Brad's going to put his weight down here to stop me from moving. So the way I get him off me here, I'm going to bridge off my left leg and I lift my arm towards the roof, like in an upward direction. Okay, so we're here, like that. Okay, so we do that without Brad. Bridge, that gets power. So I lift and bring him to his side, and that lets me get on my side. Because at the moment, I've got half guard, but I'm actually flat on my back, which is not ideal. Now bring your head to the side. Yeah, okay. I want Brad like out this way and so I can get onto my side. So I post on the mat, lift with this arm, bring him forward, grab around the waist, and I get on my right side. Now we're in a good position. Just for now, just trap the leg, get up to your knees, and you can come on top, or grab the far leg and take him down. Okay. So we're stuck here like this. We're gonna use our leg to bring them forward as we bring our hands high, turn, block their hips with our right arm, swim our left hand in, elbow tight, recover that leg, use our underhook now, bridge, lift, get them to the side, go around the back, get up, and then we just start to come up to our knees. You can get on top, or you can drive through them and take them down. Make sense? Any questions? Once more. One more time. Alright. If the purple belts are saying it, then I'll just do it a few more times. Alright, so we're here. Arms up, turn to the side and bring your forearm in front of the hips. Swim inside, block the inside of the thigh with your elbow. Recover to half guard just like we did. Use your underhook and your leg to bridge. Try and turn them. Grab onto the hip, get up on your elbow, and get up. Alright, have a go. 4 minutes each, then we'll do some rolling. Alright, 3, 2, 1.